this racecourse ground, so what's going to be a fabulous double-header of rugby here live on MTV Sports and of course on www.mtvsports.lk all around the world. We have come to the final day of the Dialog Serendip Cup matches, and it's going to be a cracking evening for you because we've not got one but two games for you. As you know, Madagascar have already won this tournament. They've been unbeaten in both of their games. They've beaten Sri Lanka, they've beaten Poland, so congratulations to them for playing some outstanding rugby throughout the duration of this tournament. But we have two teams with a score to settle, and one is Poland, one are the hosts Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka with a completely new look side today as well. We'll give you more details of that later, and they are looking to settle the score with Poland because they want to leave this with a win. It's going to be a fantastic match today, that's for sure. Poland and Sri Lanka. It's going to be coming up at 7:30, so make sure you stay tuned. But before that, we have the stars from last year's school season, or this year's school season I should say, and they are pairing off as the Central Province team and the Western Province team, and those two teams are going to do battle for us at 5:30. So we're going to see two all-star teams going against each other, and you will see all the schoolboys. You'll see the Tuskers in the evening, and you'll see the Tuskers in waiting in the afternoon before the big game that Sri Lanka takes on Poland in. Sri Lanka looking to take on that big opposition, heavy opposition, much higher ranked opposition, and they will definitely be hoping for a win today. Amaya has got some highlights of the tournament and much more to offer as well. Amaya, over to you.
That's right, Shanaka. It is the third and final day of the Serendip International Cup 2013, sponsored by Dialog, and it's going to be a great game of rugby for all you fans out there. It's a great evening here at the racecourse grounds as well, and right now we are getting geared up for our first exhibition match, which will be before the main game, which is Sri Lanka versus Poland, of course, and this is the Central Province schools versus the Western Province schools. Again, the best up-and-coming rugby players here in Sri Lanka going to be performing for you right here at the racecourse grounds. But we need to see what all the action was on the two previous days as well. So let's go see some of the highlights from day one and day two.
What an awesome performance there from the Madagascans, and you can see exactly how much they enjoyed it. They'll be sitting in the stands and watching these two teams do battle, and they'll be coming down to collect the Dialog Serendip Cup just after that match is over. So congratulations in advance for Team Madagascar for winning the tournament already. We've got the double header today, Central Province versus Western Province, and we've got Sri Lanka versus Poland, a crunch game coming up. Nama Rajapaksa will be leading his troops out against a big Poland side. We've got Amaya with a very special guest waiting for you.
A very special guest indeed, the CEO of the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union. I have with me Alistair Savarimuthu. Alistair, big game today. Now, Madagascar have already walked off with the International Cup, of course, but that doesn't mean that the game between Sri Lanka and Poland is going to be any less exciting, right?
Extra spice, extra spice. This is a huge opportunity today. Sri Lanka will know exactly what they did on last week, and they'll know how to beat the Poles. I'm absolutely certain we've got a plan. And, you know, it's all about ball retention today. And from my point of view, the game is going to be won and lost up front. If we can retain ball and we can take it to the Poles, and we've got three quarters that can blitz anybody.
All right, and the first International Rugby Board sanctioned tournament to happen here in Sri Lanka. Happy with what's been happening so far?
Yeah, it's been super. It's been super. But with any tournament, you've always got glitches. And we started on Saturday. We got a great team around us, and we're making changes all the time for the best. Let's be honest. This is the first IRB tournament in Sri Lanka. Everybody has to unite behind what we're doing, and if everybody does that, and everybody plays for the same cause, then Sri Lanka can go forward as a national team. Today we're going to see the schools, and when these guys play and when they finish, they're going to be able to take in the atmosphere of an international game, and that's what it's all about.
All right, so that's it from the mouth of the CEO of the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union himself. Thank you so much, Alistair. You're a busy man. I'll let you get back to your work. All right, so with that, I'm going to hand you over to the commentary box, and we are going to see what's happening next. And it is the Serendip International Cup 2013 live and exclusive here on MTVSports. Now, before the big game, which is Sri Lanka versus Poland, happening right here at the Racecourse Grounds, we have a very special exhibition match planned out for you. This will be the Central Province Schools teams versus the Western Province Schools teams. And right now, let's go see some details about some of these players, because they are the up and coming rugby players here in Sri Lanka.
Lochana Fernando and Romesh Prematilaka, Tarindu Chaturanga and Amila Veerakun at number 8. These are the Central Province schoolboys that we're going to be seeing against Western Province. Chamat Fernando and Rochana Hettiarachi, who has been such a good playmaker at fly half. He played for Dharmaraja College, of course. Ramesh Das, Charles Pravin, who is a big boy at number 12, and Buanaka Udangamo also, who is going to be such a handful for sure, because he was one of the outstanding players of the school season. Danushka Talwata, and in the last line of defense is the captain Tiruna Vijay Singh, another very, very talented player that we saw turning out for Dharmaraja. A lot will rest on his shoulders, because Riza Mubarak seems to be the only Sri Lanka fullback that we have, and Tiruna Vijay Singh will need to step up to the plate, that is for sure. As we look out over the racecourse grounds, such a wonderful afternoon, and sun just setting in the background there, and this stage is going to be set for some superb rugby action. The Western Province schools, Lahiru Viswajit Supun and Tivanka Pereira in the front row. For them, all these very young players coming out and playing just before an international match. It'll be an amazing experience for them, that's for sure. Niraj Gurusingh and Umesh Madhushan in the second rows for the Western Province team. In the third row, of course, we have some familiar names with Anuradha Herath and Gavin Seagats making up the 6 and 8 combination, and those two are experienced. They've been on the Sri Lanka under-20 tour as well, so they'll be expecting a lot of things from them. The Western Province schools, Gal Jayasinghe and Darsha make up the halves combination, so we're missing a few big names in those halves combinations for the Western Province team. Ayesh Fernando, Akash Idduvela and the Pete Wright, Jerome Kanute, who make up the midfield for the Western Province schools, and we will be hoping that they will be running hard against that Central Province midfield, which is probably their strength. Pravin De Silva is the captain. He's an absolute flyer and played brilliantly and scored a lot of tries for the under-20 team. And this is the introduction of the teams. Lasith Gunaratna being introduced to the Western Province team by Pravin De Silva, the skipper. Lasith Gunaratna, of course, played with such distinction for Royal many years ago, and he's now the deputy president of the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union. Joining me in the commentary box, Ajit Aberatna and Jivan Gunatilaka, two former greats of, well, not former, Ajit the former, Jivan still hanging about on the fringes, greats of Sri Lanka Rugby. Sanath Matis, the coach. Ajit, looks like it's going to be an even contest today, because we don't see some of the big names from the Central Province and the Western Province. How do you see this game going? Do you think the combinations are going to click?
Yeah, thank you, Shanaka. I believe that the Central Province side is packed with Dharmaraja players, so the combinations there might help and keep them together. I think it is good in a game like this to get one side from one school playing, and this will see the team card here as it is displayed. Shanaka went through that, but maybe Shanaka, you have another look at that.
Yes, Sirina Vijay Singh, I think, is going to be the key at the bottom of the screen there just a little while ago for Dharmaraja. He was an outstanding player and kick and chase merchant if there ever was one, but he's going to make sure that his team get on the board and get on the board early. He's also an outstanding place kicker. So I would suggest, given just by the team sheets that we have seen, that Central Province will probably be the favourites for this tournament. So that's the Central Province going to be playing in white, and we have the Western Province team, these two all-star teams. The Western Province team is going to be playing in blue, and looks like our man with the whistle for this afternoon is Dinka Piris, and he's going to have a tough task staying up with these schoolboys because they're bound to play a fast and furious game. So let's see how this game goes. Western Province boys. We're looking at the experience of Herat and Sigurds. It's a beautiful afternoon here at this racecourse grounds that turns out to be such a fabulous venue for international rugby. We saw an amazing Carlton Sevens tournament being worked off here as well, and now it has become the showpiece, the pride of Sri Lankan rugby, the Twickenham, as it were, of Sri Lanka. Such a massive seating capacity, really good views for the crowds wherever you may be seated in this ground as well. You feel just like you are part of the action as Tiruna Vijay Singh awaits to kick off this all-star game between the Central Province schoolboys and the Western Provincial schoolboys. Remember these names because you will probably be seeing them in the Sri Lanka jersey in just a few years' time. And this is where they will showcase their talent, try and impress the selectors who will be in the sidelines, in the stands. And referee Dinka Piris blows to get this match underway. That's the first mistake by Gavin Sigurds in the number 8 jersey. It's a knock-on. So the restart not claimed at all well. And I know for a fact that his coach at CRNFC will not be very happy with that restart for Gavin Sigurds. Sigurds looking like he's going to be in the number 8 position, and Anuradha Herat in the open side flank. As these two big front rows prepare to go in to the first scrum of the game. That's a decent ball for Central Province at the start. And he's taken away by Amila Virakun in the number 8 jersey. And he's also a Dharmaraja player. So as Ajit said earlier, it's packed with Dharmaraja players, his Central Province side. Good strength from Muhammad Ali to stay on his feet there, the hooker. It's the first hit up by the big centre, Udangamwa. Now some space on the outside for Talwatta, but he's pushed into touch.
Line out. White's here.
So it's the first line out of the game, the first scrum and the first line out. Back to back almost. It's a bit difficult for these sides because they wouldn't have practiced a lot together. And that's something that would, of course, be an issue.
The gap. Michael!
Taken at the back there nicely by Anuradha Herat. Goes up well in the line out. Still inside the 22, so they can clear it from here, the Western Province, if they choose to do so, but they don't. They take it out. And let's see now what they choose to do. Kick straight down the throat of Rochana Hettiarachi, who's well tackled. Throws away a loose pass to his schoolmate Tiruna Vijay Singh. Now the Western Province are sensing a bit of blood here.